So Christie is getting in, Mike Pence is getting in, and YouTube has lifted the ban about talking about the 2020 election irregularities. What's all this mean?
Let's get ready to rumble! You can't handle the truth.
Hi, I'm Pastor Marty. This is the Afternoon Drive. Thank you so much for watching as I rant about politics and pop culture. Make sure you're a subscriber to the channel. Smack the bell, click the word all to get notification of my rants. And please like and share this video so that we can build the algorithm so people know we're here. Former Vice President Mike Pence and former Governor of New Jersey, Christie, are both expected this week to make their official announcements that they're in. So what does this really mean? Because, conservative pundits and even liberal pundits are saying, look, these guys don't stand a chance. So what is this really about? Well, I'm going to break it down and kind of give you my simple outtake on it. Christie, unless he is completely delusional and on drugs, knows he doesn't have a chance of getting in. Not a chance. So he's there, and I haven't figured out which way yet, to be the assassin. Is he there to take out Trump, or is he there to take out DeSantis? Now, let me explain this. His big moment of fame on the national level came when he took out Marco Rubio. Now, he did that for Donald Trump. He wasn't going anywhere in that primary season either, and he knew it. And I think he felt, or maybe a deal had been struck, that, Donald Trump, if you help me out, I'll remember you. So he nuked Marco Rubio, and it was great to behold. We all applauded it. I mean, he just took Rubio out. But Donald Trump never gave him a cabinet position, never brought him to the table to do anything with the Trump administration. Is this payback? Is he jealous? Does he think he's got it in him to do to Donald Trump what he did to Marco Rubio? Let me just say here, flat out, Christie, don't even try it. Donald Trump will annihilate you, and you may not even get the opportunity. Not only does it look like Donald Trump doesn't really need to debate, he's holding almost a 30-point lead now over Ron DeSantis across the nation. And nobody else is even close to that. So since DeSantis threw his hat in the ring, he hasn't narrowed any gaps, which is what everybody said. Oh, once he's officially in, that thing is going to tighten up like immediately. No, Trump is actually expanding his lead over Ron DeSantis. There's really no motivation for Donald Trump to debate. So we're not even sure if there's going to be a debate. And even if there were, Chris, you're probably not even going to poll high enough to qualify to make the debate stage. So, get over whatever ideas that you think you might have of you're there to, take out Donald Trump. That said, could he be, and stranger things have happened, is he there to take out Ron DeSantis? I'm almost wondering if the jealousy with Christie, he doesn't know how to direct it. Do I direct it at Trump? He didn't do me a solid after I took out Rubio for him. Or is it, I can't let this governor from Florida be the next guy. I was supposed to be the next guy. I missed my time. There's no way this punk from Florida gets it. Now, remember, Christie is from New Jersey, and he thinks like Tony Soprano, or I should say, he sees himself as a wannabe Tony Soprano. So, the bottom line is, Christie is not in this race to try to win it. He is there to try to, more than likely, and the safe money would be on take out Donald Trump. That's just not going to happen. But if they get on a debate stage, you got to admit it's going to be fun to watch. Mike Pence. Now, why is Mike there? And again, I have two alternating theories on that. It's obvious he's the rhino pick. He's the one that the rhinos have decided we can live with Mike Pence. Why? Because he is establishment, and let's not forget that he did have constitutional authority on that fateful day of January 6th to not certify the result. He had the ability to stop that. He did. He chose not to. He chose to back the status quo. And again, he may feel like the status quo owes him one. They think that by getting him in the race, again, even if he can't secure the nomination, maybe he'll now open up to the press because the press is going to want to interview him. They really don't give a flip about interviewing Christie, but you were Donald Trump's number 2 guy. Are you ready to finally tell just how corrupt the Trump administration was? So I think the rhinos want him. We certainly know that the Democrats will be glad to see him in there. But I have another theory. What if he is Donald Trump's ultimate setup? What do you mean by that, Pastor Marty? Well, Mike Pence is not going to take away one vote from Donald Trump. He is going to siphon off votes from the other candidates, including Ron Deep State DeSantis. Bump, ba-dum, bump. It's not going to hurt Donald Trump one bit to have Mike Pence in the race. No one on Team MAGA is going to run onto the Pence ticket. But it could hurt Ron DeSantis, especially there is a shot that Mike Pence could actually come in second or third in a place like Iowa. Now think about it. Establishment Republicans and traditional conservatives, especially older, they would like a Mike Pence. This really could be a 4D chess move by Team Trump. Don't know, not saying that, not writing that in stone as an absolute prediction. I'm just kind of thinking out loud here. So you've got Christie coming in. He's the assassin. Pence is there, rhino pick, and more than likely it's also, I think, maybe a silent signal to Ron DeSantis. Hey, look, you are the deep state guy. We set you up for success in Florida on purpose as our Trojan horse. Remember, we got the goods on you. But if somehow you get it in your head that you really are the reincarnation of Donald Trump without the so-called Trump baggage, well, we're going to release the baggage on you, and Mike Pence will be the guy to step in and get all of our financial support, our help, and he can take a run at the nomination. I think he is a signal, at the very least, to Team DeSantis. Here is our plan B if you decide to go rogue and not play nice with us. And then, of course, we have this big announcement that YouTube is lifting its restriction on talking about 2020. You can even say the election was stolen. And you won't be deplatformed. You won't get a community strike. You won't lose your posting privileges, etc., etc., etc. And a lot of people are thinking this is a good idea. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. I want to know why. Why now? Why now? All of a sudden, are they feeling this pressure that if they don't, that somebody's going to come after them? That they're denying free speech? All of these social media platforms are still doing that. So, what's the motivation for them to do this now? Well, one thing that has not polled well for Donald Trump, and he knows it, is to endlessly talk about the quote-unquote rigged election of 2020. That voters don't want to hear about it. They want it. Let's move forward. What happened in 2020, it happened. We gotta move forward. They don't want to just keep dwelling on that. That really does hurt him in the polling, and he knows that, and he doesn't talk about it unless he gets confronted with it, and he doesn't really, he'll make a passing jab here and there, and people expect that. Oh, that last election, that was some funny business, and then he goes right on with what he's doing now. And because, other than that night when CNN tried to goad him into that, and then with their focus group, aren't you tired of Donald Trump talking about 2020? And the focus group said, well, you're the ones that asked him about it. So I'm just wondering if YouTube put the bait out there. Hey, you can talk about on here now how rigged the election was, to get Trump and some of his more ardent supporters to talk endlessly about it so that the Democrats and the other Republican candidates can see, he's still talking about 2020, and that doesn't help you right now in 2023 and what you're facing, what you're dealing with. So there's that. I think it becomes another distraction. And there is this little caveat, this little possibility. Did they lift it now knowing that it is going to be a landslide beatdown and repudiation of Joe Biden? And they want to be able to clearly say that the platform can talk about in 2024 Donald Trump stole the election. Now, you've got the media saying, oh, this is a release of false information and disinformation. So many things that we got killed over and told we were conspiracy theorists. Remember, the term conspiracy theory never existed until the CIA used that as an official talking point because they didn't want to let us know who actually killed them, John F. Kennedy. And every conspiracy theory we had about COVID is proven to be true. Every one of them. And you can't say there were not issues in 2020. Ballot harvesting, a big one. States absolutely throwing their own election laws out the window over COVID. So you could, you got to vote for 6 months. Mail-in ballots, nothing checked, verified, etc., etc. Stuff not signed, not filled out, probably didn't matter. At least maybe now some of the truth of what happened in 2020 can come out to the American people. But there's really this part of me, I really believe they want Trump and Trump supporters to really talk endlessly about this so that they can use it later on to just absolutely see. He just wants to talk about the past. And he's got no vision for the future and now. It just becomes another prong to the attack. Christie's in. Pence is in. YouTube is telling us we can talk about what happened in 2020. Times are getting very interesting.